What if I told you there's a quick and dirty way to go from 0 to 100K that most people actually don't know about? Now, I'm not talking about some get rich quick thing or some risky investment. There's enough of that going on here, okay? This is a reality, and I'm living proof that it works. And it can work for you too. I'm Rosie.
You just gotta do it scared.
Sis, I'm here to take you from $0 to 100K in your bank account. Growing up in America, all my sisters and I were in a tiny one-bedroom apartment at that. So when we talk about financial struggles, I've been there, sis. So today, I've built a real estate portfolio worth over $1.5 million in just under 2 years. But more importantly, I'm going to show you how you can start your journey to financial freedom, even if you're starting at 0. Let me take you back just a few years when I was in corporate America and I was literally being mistreated, but where was I going to go? Where was my paycheck gonna come from? How was I going to pay my bills, okay? But I found myself in a hospital bed. It was in that moment of unexplainable pain where doctors couldn't even give me a diagnosis. But then I realized if I allow these external circumstances to take me out of the game so soon, hey, what are they gonna say? Here lies the body of the good employee whom put all her energy and effort into the job. Thank you, Beyonce. This is why it is so important to start building a financial foundation that your hard-earned money will start working for you and give you ownership back over your own life. But here's the thing, my story is not unique. Did you know that half of America can't cover $1,000 emergency expense? That doesn't have to be your reality. Let's change it. So what changed for me? I remember I had a conversation with a coworker at my first corporate job. He was always reading about companies and stocks and investment books and financial newspapers. Like, how many people do you meet that actually read the financial section of a newspaper? That was this guy. So it stood out to me, right? And so I go up to him, I'm like, sir, what you doing? Now that conversation catapulted me into financial freedom because it extended my knowledge about how money really works. So here's the first concept that completely changed my life. Oh, and you want to stay tuned because I'm going to break this down into some quick, and that's why I said quick and dirty, because I'm going to break this down to simple steps that you can start taking right now to start building a foundation for yourself. The first key concept, the power of knowledge. I'm putting knowledge first because sometimes life has beaten you up so much that you don't even have the mental capacity or the know-how to be able to push yourself forward. But if you have the foundational knowledge stacked, no matter what happens, and I know this because down the line, when I got into that corporate role that almost try to take me out, I had the foundational knowledge. I had already been utilizing it, investing it, and when the time was right, I was able to pull the right triggers. So if you have the foundational knowledge stacked, no matter what happens, you will be knowledgeable to be able to navigate it for yourself. You know, I always say that I never had real estate experience, but yet I was able to build out this portfolio for myself. The truth is, I've had the foundational knowledge from different aspects throughout my life. So it was just a plug and play, a pivot and continue. This is what I want you to desire for yourself. You're not going to change your life if you're not open to learning. I listened to a lot of interviews, podcasts, read books, and learned from those who had built something for themselves. And that was a game changer. Here's a quick tip for some books that are a great foundational start. The Richest Man in Babylon. That's a brain chemistry shift. And I actually came to find out that the concept, I was like, wait a minute, this sounds familiar. They're from the Bible. Oh, and I've made a video about this because as I read a lot of these books, I was actually blown away at how many of these concepts are foundationally from the Bible. So stay tuned, I'll put it at the end for you. So another one is Think and Grow Rich. Now, when I read The Richest Man in Babylon, I actually ended up picking up my Bible. And that's why I'm 10 toes deep that we are not built to struggle with money. Funny thing is, we have all the tools necessary to live a financially comfortable life. The concepts in these books will shift your mindset in ways that you actually never even imagined. My second concept is the investment mindset. You see how I'm focusing more about the fundamentals, things that you might take for granted, but actually will get you to your goal much quicker than just seeing some quick way to make a buck or two and hopping on it. You know, my sister invited me to this conference, and even though I was so hesitant, I ended up going to it. And at this conference, it was just a group of just amazing, powerful women. Oh my goodness. They prayed, they sang, they hugged, they loved. It was just so enriching, right? But here's the thing. They were doing a little like game night table thing. And then they asked the question and they said, if the house was burning or something like that, what would you take with you? And everyone was like mentioning key things. And I thought about it for so long. And eventually I said absolutely nothing. I legit said nothing. Now, I'd love to bring everything with me, but the reality is there was an emergency happening. What would you take? And I said absolutely nothing, because I realized that the journey that I've been through, there's a fundamental basis that cannot be burnt out of me, that cannot be stolen out of me, that cannot, no matter what happens, I have the fundamentals. And this is why I say, if you have the knowledge, you have the know-how on how to invest, you know how to follow the principles of money, you are bound to make more money. Money is just here circulating. It is who has the greatest value that money shifts to. So yes, having the right investment mindset is very important. Now, this is not just about putting money in stocks or even real estate. It's really about seeing every dollar that you make as a potential investment for you. Now, I understand the concept of paying myself first before I pay rent, utilities, and even food. But sis, are you really ready? Like, do you want to transform your life? Do you want to see $100,000 in the bank? The day I saw $100,000 in the bank that had my name next to it, I literally, and I'm a bit delulu where when I see anything, I add like extra zeros to it, because if I've seen 100,000, what? I can see 1,000,000 in the bank. That's it. That's it. So are you really ready to kind of transform your life in a way where finances would not be an issue for you anymore? Well, at least to get to your first 100K in the bank, you have to develop an investment mindset. Now you're ready for my third concept. Let's help you create an extra stream of income. So for me, back in the day, it was editing resumes, helping folks with the right style of interviews, because the way that you got to interview coming into corporate, and I had to figure all that stuff myself. So when I realized like my community needed the help and support, that was a great way to just make something small on the side, but that was great income that I was investing directly to build my investment portfolio. The thing with this stream of income is it might not be the one that completely transforms everything for you, but it's one that brings in just a little something, right? To help boost the goals that you have for yourself. And if you're thinking about this stream of income for yourself, think about the skills that you already have that is really simple and easy to you, that someone would pay you a little something for you to be able to help them with. Back in the day, ChatGPT wasn't a thing, so maybe folks weren't able to put the resume together in a way that will be able to surpass the computers and have a recruiter taking a look at it. And I was pretty good at that, because actually I got burned by somebody who promised me a really good resume way back then. And like, this is how they do it in corporate. This guy charged my last penny, and back then a penny was, it was hard to rub even the couple together. But gave this man my dollars, and he returned to me. Even I saw the resume he returned to me, and I was like, Jesus, I've been scammed. But you know what? You gotta be scammed in order to pick up and learn things yourself and figure it out yourself. And that's exactly what I did. And it turns out I was actually pretty dope at it, and was able to help my friends in that space as well. But what I'm just trying to get across to you is, when you're thinking about this income stream, like, this is not the time to think grandiose, because you're building a foundation. Look at skills that you already have and how you'll be able to monetize it, even if it's leveraging social media to create and promote that skill. But I always say go local before you go global, because you can easily find a few friends within your own circle that's willing to pay you for a certain skill, and at least be able to start racking up some side income. So I want to chat with you. So get in the comments, get in my DMs, and tell me what skill that you're going to be monetizing this month. Yes, we're stopping this. I'm going to plan. I'm going to strategize. I'm going to know we're taking action. If you are in this family already, you know that we do it scared. That means that we take action right away. I'd rather you take action and fail, okay, and pick up, because the lessons that you would have learned from that experience far outweighs the time that you spend reading and researching and having conversations about concepts and strategies and all that stuff. So take action and start seeing the results or not to be able to pivot. These quick and dirty basics is what got me my first $100,000 in the bank. And today I'm sitting on over $1.5 million in real estate assets. Now I can only imagine that you're probably stressed, tired, overwhelmed. Trust me, I've been there. The daily grind can be exhausting, and it might feel like you're stuck in a cycle that you just cannot get out of. But I promise you, there is a way out. Promise you actionable steps. Here's what you're gonna do. Educate yourself. Commit to learning about your own personal financing and investing. You can start with the books that I mentioned earlier. Number 2, budget and save. Keep it simple, sis. I like it so simple. I've learned the hard way, because things that I did not understand cost me money, but things that I understand grew my portfolio. Keep it simple. Be aware of your money that is coming in and that is also going out. Just take a look at your bank statements at the end of every month. Just take a few minutes and just look at the spending that you are doing. doing. It might have some light bulbs going off, or you might just be shocked. You're like, oh, this is how much I spent for this and that. That's the type of reality you need with your money, okay? Number 3, let's find ways to increase your income. Pick up another job, find a new job, a higher paying one, or just start a simple side hustle. I'll put a video at the end that will give you some ideas. Number 4, if you're not familiar with saving and investing, start with just saving 1% of the income that you have and start investing wisely. Yes, I've got videos for you. I've got videos for days. I make these videos for you, sis. I spend hours making these videos, but I'll put a couple at the end. That means, you know what haven't you even subscribed? You know, I'm making all these videos for you. Look at this. Look at all these crowns I put my head just for you. Please, I beg you, subscribe.
I humble myself before you.
But I've made some videos about the fundamentals on how to invest wisely. So stay tuned. I'll put that at the end for you as well. I mean, there's only enough videos I can put at the end for you. So might as well subscribe so you can get access to all of this good. Sometimes I think I go a little overboard, but maybe I get too excited. Who knows? I don't know. Cheers. So when it comes with investing, start small. It's about building the habit, and then you can increase it up from there. Before you know it, you're going to be saving 10% or sometimes even 20% of your income, so your money really starts working for you. 5, long term. Building wealth is not some overnight get rich quick, make $1 million online situation. It takes consistency, and so you're building that habit. And 6 is all about community. Find people who desire better for themselves. Right here, this community, folks are gathering with great ideas and inspiration. So might as well come on in and start shifting your conversations to support your journey. Share your story in the comments. I want to connect with you. Now, if you're thinking, Rosie, I ain't got no money, or Rosie, I'm just too busy. Listen, one thing I've learned, building a business out of necessity, to get out of the state of exhaustion and overwhelm, you either have money to be able to change your life, like your uncle, your somebody, okay, has money to be able to give you to change your life, or you've got time. You've got time to learn and apply those skills on how to transform your life. I always tell you that your greatest asset to investing or with investing is your time. Every day that you're waiting, sis, you're leaving money on the table. And every dollar that you're spending frivolously or you're not accounting for is a dollar that could be working for you. It's time to break the cycle of living paycheck to paycheck. Here are the videos that I mentioned earlier, okay? Start building your wealth today, because around here, we do it scared.